Okay, now we'll be looking at a very popular issue, the basis of all accounting. That is the double entry principle. Why did I call it double entry principle? Why did they call it double entry principle? Now, every transaction, let me repeat, every transaction always has two effects. What did I say? Every transaction always has two effects. One effect is given, another effect is what? Receiving. Let me repeat, giving and receiving. Even in real life situation, one person must always be giving, another person must always be what? Receiving. Now, in business transaction, what are you giving, what are you receiving? You are giving out value and you are also receiving value. Value in what sense? Let's say, for example, you go to the market, which is a popular transaction you make. They said you bought tomato pepper. Now, when you bought the tomato pepper, two values are being exchanged. The first value is what? You are giving out money, which is your cash. Value, you are the one giving it out, so you are the giving party. Then the person selling the tomato is receiving the money, so it's the receiving party. Then on the other way around, when the tomato seller or the pepper seller packages the tomato and the pepper to you, the pepper seller will be the one what? Giving value, while you will be the one what? Receiving value. You can see everything is all about giving and receiving value. Now, in double entry principle, it states that you should debit the receiver and credit the giver. That is a very popular rule in what? In accounting. Debit the receiver and credit the giver. Indirectly, what are they saying? When you debit the receiver, debiting and crediting. So the principle said for every what? For every credit transaction, there is a what? Corresponding what? Debit transaction. That is what the principle is all about. That means once one person is giving, another person must be what? Receiving. You can't have only what? One person in a transaction. You can't have only one person receiving. There must be what? A giver and what? A receiver. Gotten it? Okay? Now, what this means is that two accounts are always involved. In every transaction, there's always two accounts. The receiving account and the giving account. Let me restate it. Every transaction, since it always has dual effect, there's always two accounts involved. The receiving account and what? The giving account. Taking notes. Okay? Now, let's look at this. Let's start from this first transaction. January 1st. Mr. Shegun commenced business with 500 naira in the what? Bank. Let me repeat. Mr. Shegun commenced business with what? 500 naira in the what? Bank. Now, two people or two parties are involved, or two accounts, anyhow you want to look at it. Two accounts, two parties, two people involved. There is one, Mr. Shegun, which is one of the party or one of the accounts, and the business. Let me repeat again. There is one account or one person, which is Mr. Shegun. Then there is the business. Why did I say the business? You are confused. Please, persons or party may not necessarily be what? Somebody living, a living thing. Please take notes. It's not necessary that the party must be a person that is living or conscious. The party can also be a business. What this means is that who is giving, who is receiving between this and this? Who is giving, who is receiving? Very good. This party is giving value and this party is receiving value. Let me repeat. This party is giving value and this party is receiving value. Taking notes. Okay, let's continue. Now, this party giving out value, what is it giving out? That is the next thing you should ask yourself. What is this party giving out, Mr. Shegun? Is giving out a money, Abi? Very good. What, how much? 500 naira. That means he's putting this amount into this business, which is the what? Receiving party or receiving account. Now, this money is given out or putting into the business. What is it called? Very good. Capital. So we will now come. Two accounts will be involved. We have the capital account, which is the money given out, the value being given out by this person. And what is the next account? Very good. The bank account. Why did I say the bank account? This business, as I told you, is not a living party or living account, but it is represented. That means any value is collected is put into this bank here. That means the business has a specific bank account where it receives value. Taking notes. Okay. So bank account. Now you now see why we put capital account. This value, which is what? 500 naira. That this receipt giving value is given is what? Capital account. While this receiving account, it receives value into another place called what? Bank account. So that's why we have bank account. Okay? Let's continue now. Remember, I said credit the what? The giver. That means the giving account or the giving party will be what? Credited. Now, what is the giving party here? Capital account. That means giving out this value, which is a form of capital, to this business. Taking notes. So where we look now, an account, you can see, separated into one side and one side. This side is the debit side. That means from here to here, debit. Then from here to here is credit. Also this one, debit, credit. Have you gotten that? Okay. Now let's continue. The next thing you should note is this. In the account, remember, this is the giving party account. So it will be credited. January 1st. Have you taken notes? Now, we are going to write the corresponding account that makes up this double entry, which is what? Bank. Will come, bank. And how much was the party given? 500. Very good. So we have what? Credited the giver, which is the giving account. And what is the giving account here? Capital. Then, of necessity, must we debit the what? Receiver. Because as one party is giving out, the other party is receiving. So they are always giving out value in equal amounts. But it may not be in the same form. Why did I say it may not be in the same form? We'll get a better appreciation of that later. Because at times, you may give cash and collect goods worth what? 500 naira, maybe tomato or whatever. Are they in the same form? No. Cash is a different form from good. But their value is the same. 500 naira cash, value the same 500 naira worth of what? Tomato or whatever what value you purchased in the market. Gotten that? Okay? We will now come here. Debit. Why are we debiting? Because it's the receiving account. We now come January 1st. Remember, corresponding account, capital. How much? 500 naira. Understood? Let me repeat. Capital account, because this is the value. This value is given out is a capital to this business. That is why it is capital account. It is credited because it's the one giving out value. And this account, bank account, because the business, which is the receiving party or receiving account, is always what? Collecting value through where? The bank. That is why they put bank account. That means this one will be debited because it is receiving account. Taking notes. Now let's go to the second one. January 3rd. Purchase goods by check. How much? 300 naira. Let me repeat. Purchase goods by check. How much? 300 naira. How are you going to record that? An account will be opened. Let's come here. Put. What are the two accounts? Once you hear the word check, Once you hear the word check, what should come to your mind? Bank. What should come to your mind? Bank. Then once you hear the word purchase, that one is very simple. Purchases account. So two accounts, purchases and bank. We already have bank, so we open purchases. Purchases account. Put here debit, here credit. Please take note. This check is the check of who? Is it of Mr. Shegun on the business? The business. Why did I say the business? I told you, the business is different from the owners. Even though the business is not a living thing or living person. Take note, in accounting, we assume it as a different person from the what? From the owners. Taking notes. Okay, let's continue. Now, purchase goods by check. How much? 300 naira. Now, how are you going to record this transaction? One of these accounts is giving value, one is receiving value. That is the way you should be analyzing. Always analyze which account is giving value, which account is what? Receiving value. Now, looking at it, purchase goods by check, 300 naira. Are you making payments out of the check, or money is coming into the check? Very good. Money is going out of bank account because you are purchasing. You are purchasing through what? Check. When you write check, you are what? Moving money out of the bank account. Since you are moving money out of the bank account, are you giving or are you receiving? When you move money out of the bank account, are you giving or receiving? Very good. You are receiving. You will now come receiving. Remember, credit the giver, which is what? Credit. Now come under this place, January 3rd. Remember, the corresponding account, purchases, it will come under here. Purchases. And how much was the figure? 300 naira. So that is the account that is given. Then the account that is receiving is what? Purchases, which will be what? Debited. So January 3rd, corresponding account, bank. And the amount is what? 300 naira. Understood? Understood? Okay. Now, January 4th, sold goods 1,000 naira on credit. Sold goods 1,000 naira on credit to, let's put a name, to Mary. Sold goods worth 1,000 naira on credit to who? Mary. Now, two accounts are involved. What are the two accounts or two parties? Sales and who? Mary. Now, let me ask, who is Mary? Is Mary a debtor or creditor? A debtor, very good. Why is he a debtor? Why is she a debtor? Because you are selling. Once you are selling on credit, the person you are selling to is a debtor. But if you are purchasing, the person you are purchasing from is a who? Is a creditor. Now, two accounts are involved. What are the two accounts? Sales, very good, and Mary. And Mary happens to be a debtor. We'll come open sales account with your necessary debits, credits, then Mary account, Mary's account. With the necessary credits and debits. Now, which account is receiving value? Which account is giving value? You may ask. When you sell on credit to a debtor, who is receiving the value? Very good. Mary is receiving the value. So Mary will be what? Debited. Why will Mary be debited? Because Mary is the customer that is receiving value in form of what? These goods. We are not told the nature of the good, whether it's tomato or whatever. But we are told goods. Huh? So it is what? Receiving value. Now, then who is giving value? The business is giving value. The business is giving value in form of what? In form of debit. So it will be credited. So please take note. Now, we will now come. Since this business is giving value in form of sales, where would you record the debit or credit? Credit the giver, the business is the giver, giving the form of sales. will come January 3rd. And what is the corresponding account? Mary. And how much? How much value? 1,000 naira. Then, on the what? Corresponding debit entry. January 3rd. Corresponding account, which is what? Sales. How much? 1,000 naira. Taking notes. Okay? Now let's come to the last transaction. Paid wages 200 naira by check. What are the two accounts involved? Very good. Wages and what? Check. And check, what is the account that should be involved? Bank account. Now, when you pay money out of the bank, are you giving value or are you receiving value? When you pay money out of the bank account, very good, you are giving value. That means the business is giving value by paying money out of the bank account. Giving value means it will be what? Credited. This account will be credited. And this value received will be what? Debited. So two accounts. Bank account is already there. We will now come, we'll open wages account. Credit, debit. Now, how would we record it? Very good. We'll come, since this account will be credited, we'll come January 5th. What is the corresponding account? Wages account. And how much are we paying the wages? 200 naira. That is the debit side. Then, of necessity, the credit side. We'll come under the credit side. January 5th. The corresponding account is what? Bank. And the amount is what? 200 naira. So this is a good example of what? Double entry principle. Now, at times there may be more transactions, but if you are to close this account, for instance, add up, this debit and credit must be equal. Why? The double entry principle said what you give out in value is what you receive in value. It may not be in the same form, but it must of necessity be of the same amount. So 300 plus 200, 500. Then bring down this 500. You can see this account is closed. Very good. Then closing balance. When does January end? January usually ends 31st. We are going to write closing balance here. CD means closing, balance carried down. Let me repeat, balance carried down. So the amount, this 500. Why are we carrying it down? We need to equate these two. Then we can now bring this amount on the first day of February. February 1st as the opening balance. Then if there are more transactions, you will continue like that. So this account is already closed. We'll come here. 200 is on the debit. We need to equate the debit and the credit together. Because of what? Whatever value you give out is what you must receive in the same amount, but not necessarily the same form. We'll come, put the end of the day, January 31st, closing balance, which is balance carried down. How much? 200 naira. Close this account here. Then on the next day, February 1st, that is opening balance, balance BD. This should be balance BD. Balance BD means balance brought down. So please take note of all this. Balance brought down, 200 naira. So we have closed 1, 2, 3 accounts. We'll now come here again. January 30th, 31st, closing balance, CD, 300 naira. Then, 1st of February, February 1st, opening balance, 300 naira. That one is closed. Then, January 31st, closing balance, how much? 1,000 naira. That count is closed. Then since this is closed, opening balance will be on the other side. Balance BD, brought down, 1,000 naira. Very good, understood? Okay. Here, January 31st, balance carried down. How much? 1,000 naira. Close the account. Then February 1st, balance, opening balance, if transaction is to continue. Continue from this day. So you can see all the accounts are closed. So thank you.